Assignment 2. It's now time to take your survey topic and to focus it a little bit more so that we're addressing the right questions within your survey topic. So again, make sure you read through all the information at the top, but we do have some specific guidelines that are given here for each section of the template. So we have the section for the questions themselves, we have the general directions, and then we have each of the bullet points. Now, we want to develop 6 questions here in the focus survey. That's part of what's going to happen here. However, before you identify those questions, you also need to identify your sampling method. So you need to make sure that you're going through the information in this project to identify an appropriate sampling method. Once you have your sampling method, then you can move forward with being able to understand the rest of the section. So we have some very clear guidelines for the questions. You have to make sure you're following these guidelines. With 4 questions must be binary. That means like yes, no responses, true, false, or male, female. And then the last 2 questions must be quantitative. So that's really important. Once you have your questions, then you have to decide what are the minimum and maximum responses for the questions. Sometimes this is just kind of a gut feeling and a guessing game, and that's okay because it's your personal experience that can be utilized here. Then you're going to give an expected value. So based on what you know, what do you think is going to be the most common response for each one? And then you're going to flesh out that data collection strategy that we talked about earlier, your sampling method. So you need to be able to give me what is your sampling strategy, and you must include some rationale for why you want to use that sampling strategy, and what are the drawbacks to it. Every sampling strategy has a drawback. And so make sure that you look at what are the challenges if you do a simple random sample. What are the challenges of cluster sampling? And that's what we're talking about here with potential issues that might affect your results, because sampling methods, none of them are perfect. Now, what's really important is in the scoring guide, I'm often seeing students that miss some simple pieces. So once you give me the sampling strategy and why it's appropriate and the drawbacks, then we get into the survey questions. In the document, there's a table that asks you to fill out the survey questions, and you do need to do that. But notice that's proficient. To get to distinguished, you need to provide the questions and then analyze why they're the best questions to use. So what does that mean? Why would you ask this question based on your survey topic? So you basically need to give me the context of why is this question important to your survey topic? And then you just also need to give me for the potential responses. So notice here's your estimates potential responses. And then over here, you have to justify them. Now, this doesn't mean a citation or something really difficult. It just means tell me why you think that these are going to be the maximum and minimum values, and tell me why you think this is the estimated response or the most common response. You can put that as well as the survey question justification beneath the table. So you should basically have 2 paragraphs beneath that table that really dig into the explanation for the questions and for the responses. And that is assignment 2.